Yeah, we are live. Hi everyone. Hope you are doing great today. Zoe from Cameroon here. Welcome to our new live session. I want to start with a question. How many of you agree with me with the fact that it's not more because in fact in this live session, in this video, I want to share with you why you should become more influential and how you should become more influential with your content. In fact, for those who don't know me, I'm Zoe from Cameroon, Central Africa. I'm a PhD lecturer and researcher in management science. I'm a business coach. I'm a business trainer. I'm a business consultant. And today I want us to dive deep into the fact that the world has changed. Business has changed. The way we do business, the way we market our product has changed. In the past, it was easy when you have a great product to sell it to people who need it. When you find a need in the marketplace and you create a great product about that to solve that need and you communicate using a good or a great media to reach your target audience or your target niche, it was easy for you and I to make profit and to make sales. But today, I want us to know this. People have become suspicious. We are bombarded by many ads and many entrepreneurs, many business people, many people who claim to be in business made a lot of promises they couldn't keep up with. Many entrepreneurs said that this will do this. If you buy this offer of mine, if you buy this product of mine, it will achieve this. But it was just a hype. It was a fake promise. And many people bought into those promises by acquiring those products. But at the end of the day, they didn't see the result that were promised by the entrepreneur or the salesperson. That is why people are suspicious, more suspicious than ever. So it's not just because I suffer from a specific disease and that you say to me that I have a product, a drug that will help you with that disease that I will buy. People have their guard up. People are suspicious. People do not trust easily anymore because many of them have been fooled. I've been fooled in the past. And I know that many of you who are watching this live session, you have been fooled in the past. Maybe you know people or friends or relatives that have been fooled in the past. They bought into something that was not as efficient, as effective as the promise made by the seller. And when we experience these kind of things, it creates in us suspicion. It creates in us this feeling of that we are living in a world where people are liars. And we have to understand that for many people in the marketplace, entrepreneurs, marketers are liars. Salespeople are liars. That is why we should increase our skill or we should build our skill when it comes to influence because it's no more about just having a great product. You have to become influential. You have to be able to persuade or to influence the market you were called to serve, that you have their best interest at heart, that you know their situation and that you have the solution that they are looking for. It is not because I have the solution for their problem that they will buy, because they are suspicious. And let me tell you this, it is a simple principle. When I have I am bombarded with ads, with many offers, what it creates in me is the fact that it's not true. It's not real. It is fake. Because in our human spirit, we have this tendency of saying that if it is true, why are there many people making the same promise? The same promise. There is something here that is not true. There is something here that is not true. And if you are aware of what is happening now in the digital age, on internet, on social media, on digital marketing, you will see that there are a lot of promises that are made by entrepreneurs, by business people, and more. And all of those promises are catchy, are using words like it will change your life in a second, it will change your life in 24 hours, how to change your finances in 48 hours, how to become rich in 12 months, how to become rich in 3 days. And when you read those kind of ads, when you read those kind of contents, what it creates in you is the fact that this is fake. This is not true. How can someone change my life in 24 hours? How can someone make me rich in 48 hours? There is something here that is not true. So, because of those reasons, people are more suspicious than ever. When they see somebody with something who wants to sell them something, they are suspicious. He want to take something from me. He want to rob me. He want to fool me. It's not real. These guys are experts at making promises they cannot keep up with. And for many of them, salespeople is fakeness. Business people, it seems like in their mind, when they see a business person, it's fakeness. They are not true. They are good at making promises they cannot deliver on. And that is why, if you want to make more impact and to make more money as a business person today, you have to become influential. And when I'm talking about being influential, I'm not talking about being a manipulator, because there is a big difference between the two. A manipulator is someone who uses his knowledge in psychology, in neurology, in cognitive science to extract value from others at the detriment of their intention. Is here to take value, to extract value, to get things from other people at the expense of their intention. It's not there for you, it's there for him. That is a manipulator. But someone who has influence is someone who uses knowledge in psychology, in neurology, in cognitive science to bring value to others at the favor of their intention. They look for the intention of the person they want to influence. When they understand the intention, the desire of the person they want to influence, they use their knowledge in psychology, neurology, cognitive science, how people think, how people feel, how people make decisions to bring them value, because they understand that it is difficult today to simply say to someone, this is a group product. You have to break that barrier of suspicion. I don't know how you call it in English. That barrier of protection they have, because they don't want to be fooled. You have to be able to break that barrier and persuade them on the fact that this is really what you want to have. This is what you need. You have to buy this. You have to take this, and your life will change. And when I'm talking about influence, I'm not talking about manipulation. Manipulators take from others. Those who have influence give to others. They are givers. Manipulators gain from others. Those who influence bring value to others. Manipulators use others to reach their destination. Those who have influence serve others to reach their destination. There are two different things. If you have to build the skill of influence, you have to care about people first. You have to be people oriented first. What has to be in your heart is the good of those you are called to serve. And that is influence. And that is why you have to build that skill. Today is no more sufficient to have a great product that solves a real problem. You have to break that barrier because people are more suspicious than ever. Now, how can you become with your content more influential? Because today, as content, as business people, as entrepreneurs, it's mandatory, in fact, to become intentional in content creation, because your content, it is that thing that sells your offer, your brand, your product, or your solution. People who are impacted by your content are the people who will buy from you. In fact, no one buys a product for a product. Every one of us, we buy a product not because of the product, but of the content or the story that have been told to us concerning that product. We buy based on the content that we bought into. We buy based on the story that have been told to us, on the narrative that are going on in our mind. And that story, that narrative, is the content. Content, I used to define content as the combination, the putting together of information in a specific form, in a specific format, to influence the consumer of that content for his or her benefit, in a specific form, in a specific support. It can be through a video like this, it can be a text, it can be a masterclass, it can be a book, it can be a course, it can be a coaching program. Whatever the support, it is the bringing, the putting together of information is in a powerful way to bring value to the person who will consume it. That is content. And today, in this digital age, people, businesses, brands that are actively and proactively engage in content creation tend to make more sales than those companies who do not engage in content creation. So you should become more intentional about creating content to build your brand, to build your visibility, to increase your credibility, to establish your authority, to attract and to convert strangers into clients. Now, how can you become more influential with your content? I want to share with you 4 things, just 4 things. First of all, to become more influential with your content, you have to empathize. First thing, empathize. That is the things that has to go as ingredients in your content. As you create content, when somebody consumes your content, it has to feel that empathy. You have to empathize. And when I'm talking about empathizing, I'm talking about the fact that people want to be heard. People want to be seen. People want to feel heard, to feel seen, and to feel understood. When you succeed in showing to those who consume your content, watch your video, read your text, look at your picture, when you succeed in creating in them that sense of being understood, being seen, being heard, you have done 50% of what needs to be done to influence them. Because when somebody feel understood, he opens up, or she opens up. That is an evidence. That is a principle. You cannot influence someone you do not understand. And when I'm talking about empathy, I'm talking about our capacity to understand what someone is going through and to feel what the person feels. When you have that capacity to put yourself in the shoes of the consumer of your content, or in the shoes of those who are hearing your presentation, you will be able to understand what they feel, how they feel, what is their problem, what is their desire. And at that moment, you can use that knowledge, that feeling, to influence them. So in your content, you have to empathize. You have to make them feel understood. I see you. I know what you are going through. I hear you. I understand you. I can relate to what you are going through. But when you communicate with people and you start sharing with them your success stories, how you are great, how you are powerful, how nobody else on the face of the earth is like you will not be able to empathize. By empathizing is by focusing on them, by saying to them, I know this is what you are going through. I know what you feel because I felt it in the past. I know what you are going through. I know your struggle. I see you. I am one of them who sees you. I see you. I hear you. I hear your cry. I understand your problem. I understand your difficulty. You have to empathize. That is the first thing. Second thing, you have to personalize your content. Don't be afraid to talk about you. When I'm going to talk about personalizing your content, I'm talking about the fact that you have to put yourself in the story, yourself in the content. You have to be willing to be vulnerable. Many people want to become more influential, but they do not want to put themselves in the equation. If you want to become more influential, you have also to understand that influence goes with vulnerability. And you will see that people who are more influential than anybody else are people who are not afraid to talk about them, to talk about their struggles, to talk about their stories, to talk about their setbacks, to talk about what they are going through. They are more vulnerable than anyone else. So, if you want to become more influential with your content, you have to be vulnerable and be authentic. Don't fake it. Fake it until you make it is a lie. There is more power in authenticity and in vulnerability, more power than you can ever imagine. Yes. So you have to empathize first. And second, you have to personalize. Third, you have to humanize. You have to bring it down to people, to humans, not just stats, not just facts, not just metrics, but you have to bring it down to people, to human beings. Studies have shown that in research of advertising, Journal of Advertising Research studies have shown that people are more susceptible to be influenced with emotions than with facts. You have to bring it down to human beings. You have to bring it down to people, not just facts. You can share facts, but you have to bring it down to people, to stories about people, to talk about people. That is very important. If you do not humanize your content, it will be difficult for you to make an impact. It will be difficult for you to make an impression because facts do not create feelings, do not create emotions. People do not feel facts. People feel stories. People feel stories about human beings. People feel people. And if you want to become more influential with your content, you have to humanize. You have to bring it down to humans, to human beings. You have to turn those beautiful facts and stats you have into the stories of real people. Because when I share stories of real people, people can feel it. People can feel it. People can feel it. And the last is that you have to customize. Your content has to be customized. It has to be tailored to the people you are talking to. You have to understand your audience. You have to understand your niche. You have to understand their struggle. You have to understand the essential need that is not met that creates the problem. Because for me, a problem is an essential need that is not satisfied, that is unmet. And you have to understand them very, very precisely. I remember last week I was about to speak in front of an audience, and I prepared my presentation. But during when I came to the venue and I looked around, I saw many different group of people in the hall, in the venue. And I, when I looked at them, I understood that this content I prepared will not match to them, because there are many types of people I didn't took into consideration when I was preparing my presentation. Do you know what I did? I changed on the spot my presentation, because your content has to be customized. It's not something you dump on people like that. You have to understand, who am I talking to? What is their struggle? Which kind of generation am I talking to? What is their aspiration, their intention, their motivation, the essential needs that are not met? And how can I use my content to solve that problem? Your content has to be customized. You have to understand that. Be customized, customized. So you have empathize, personalize, humanize, and customize. Because today, it is no more about creating content. It is about integrating in your content the art and the science of influence. It's about integrating in your content creation strategy the principles and the laws of influence, because people are more suspicious than ever. It's not because you have a great product, a great offer that they will buy because they have the need that can be satisfied with your product. No, you have to break that barrier, because they have been fooled in the past. They have been lied in the past, and today is more difficult to persuade them than ever. Only those who build the skill of influence and use it in their content strategy will be able to break that barrier, to reach their heart, to touch their emotions, and could cause them to buy your offer, because you know beforehand that your product, your offer will solve their problem. So you have to become more influential as a content creator, as a business person. This is what I wanted to share with you today. Hope you got a lot of value from this. Don't forget to let us your aha moments, your questions. That will help us in our next videos. If you want to contact us, there is a link in the description. You can reach out to us through that link. It was a pleasure for me to be with you. It was Zoe from Cameroon. Like this video, subscribe to our channel, share this video with people you know may need this kind of content. And as I usually say, it was Zoe from Cameroon. I wish you success, 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 success.